Gathering of the materials takes a large proportion of the actual time of making a basket. By the time you get to this step of putting the material together, you've already spent well over 100 hours in preparation. The sweet grass that we gathered last July, we spent 110 hours total in preparation. That included the gathering, the washing, the sorting, and the drying, and the peeling off of the sheath. Next was the bare grass. I spent close to 200 hours on that. Again, the drying and the turning and turning until it gets bleached white. You see the beginning process out in the driveway. Then the dyeing of the grass, the sorting into, called gauging it to the various lengths and widths. And the gathering of the cherry bark doesn't take too long. We just gathered this today and we could prepare that on the spot. Cherry bark is one of the materials you can just use right on the spot. The cedar bark, the gathering is limited probably mostly to about a 2-month span for its, the best quality of bark to be used. And then the dyeing of that, if you want to use the native dye for the black on the cedar bark, you have to age it for 1 year before you use the sulfite, we call it. It's a blue clay that's natural in this area, and it has a high content of iron oxide. And when you coat the cedar bark in it for about a 12-hour period overnight, it'll turn it jet black. If you try to use bark that's not a year old, it'll turn sort of a gray silver color and it'll rot and it'll fray apart. Oregon grape that we have right here, that's a native dye that Anne and my other sisters helped prepare last year. I think that took us all day, didn't it?
Yeah.
To peel, to gather it, shave it off, peel it, and dye the bare grasses. So this is a native dye right here. And that's from the Oregon grape. We could get a hue very similar to this orangish one with alder bark and the bare grass. But this is actually a commercial dye there. But we can get it. The thing with the native dyes is they have a much longer life than the RIT dyes and the commercial dyes, which you have to be careful about exposing to natural sunlight because they fade pretty easy. But the black that we dye from the clay and the alderbark dye aren't as susceptible to fading. But it's a lot more work. So when you're trying to do basketry for a living, it's easier to use mostly the commercial dyes, and if the people want to pay for the extra work of the native dyes, then we do use them as well, but it takes a lot more work. Doing this, dyeing this yellow here, I think we came up with 15 bundles about that size. That was the work of 5 people working for 8 hours. So that would be 200 man hours to get that yellow.